Thank you all for coming. Thank you very much. We have with us today the Board of County Commissioners, Commissioner Bud Blake, Commissioner John Hutchings, Commissioner Gary Edwards, Chairman Cooper of the Squaxin Island Tribe, and Marguerite Austin from the Washington State Recreation and Conservation Office. This is a good day. It's a good day. We're opening a park that's historically been a recreational destination for generations of people. We hope that this is going to serve people for many years and making memories that'll last them an entire lifetime. What you're seeing out here today could in one way be called the before picture. We see the mobile home out here. It's not quite complete. We just really wanted to get this site open as soon as possible for the public to enjoy the last few weeks of summer. But the work will continue out here. So starting Monday morning again or Tuesday, crews will be out here shoring up some final details. Some examples of that. The trailer, we're going to do some planting and make that blend a little bit more. When you get down to the river, you'll see a chain link fence and a viewpoint area. We're going to put some different footing material down there in the future to make it a little bit more regular down there and avoid any tripping hazards. So, but really the real star of the show is down there. And so we don't really need to do too much other than take people down there because it will remain undeveloped. And so the site is 155 acres. Out of that 155 acres, this is a guess, but I would guess that we're developing about 20 to 25. What you see up here in the previously disturbed area was where the farmhouse was years and years ago, and it's now where the parking area is. As we go down below, we do have trails that lead you to a viewpoint, two viewpoints, and then lead you to the upper part of the river up there. And people can actually get access right into the river and dip a toe in the river. It's very cold. The river's very low right now, but it does have a rapid transition up and down out here. It comes out of the Alder Lake complex, and we can get a couple days of heavy rain and the river really goes up. One day later, really goes right back down. So very interesting. There are a lot of people to thank in making this happen and making this site public. So I'm reluctant to name anybody because I'm going to leave somebody out, so you know who you are. If you're, but I am going to offer a few, and that is thank you first to the Board of County Commissioners for their ongoing support of the Parks and Trails program here in Thurston County. I'd like to thank Chairman Cooper for the support with the Squaxin Island Tribe for support. Thank you to the Recreation and Conservation Office for providing funding to purchase this site and for all you do to promote parks and outdoor recreation. A thank you to Billy Cox, who's the former owner of the site, for making it available for purchase for us to turn into a public site so it can be enjoyed by many, many more people. A real special thanks goes out, and I'm actually going to look for them here, our caretaker, Penny Johnson. Where's Penny? Hi, Penny. A special thanks goes out to Penny and her husband, Tom. These folks have been instrumental in making this happen out here. They've been watching our site for the last month while we're doing some construction out here, leaving tools, leaving equipment, talking to the public. They've been the picture of cooperation, and I really do think you guys are appreciated. Thank you a lot. So with that, I don't have a whole lot more yakking to do. What we're going to do here today, we're going to have a couple speakers come in behind, and offer everybody a trail right down to the river and check it out. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to the chair of the Board of County Commissioners here in Thurston County, Commissioner Bud Blake.
Thank you. Thank you so much for all y'all coming today. In particular, I'd like to name a few people, and then I have a few words of remark, and call out Representative J.T. Wilcox is here. A lot of the police officers, sheriff's officers here, and a lot of the county workers. If I get a round of applause because they make this happen in terms of funding. So I know this to have been a central Thurston County since 1902, and it represents just what Thurston County stands for, and it speaks volumes to the number of people that have come out here, and it's not just to come see a waterfall or get out of the house. I mean, it's a long drive out here, and yet it still speaks volumes to what we do in Thurston County as far as care for in terms of our environmental and social interaction. What I like to say first is that family, friends, and fun is what this really indicates. You come out here to just have a gathering with your family and friends, do exploration in terms of what the ecology has to offer, or just kind of explore and see what goes on out here in terms of wildlife and habitat. And so from 1902 to today, it really speaks to how we care about what goes on as far as water, air, and land. And I absolutely appreciate everybody coming out here today. And then we, what as Kerry mentioned, the people who are involved, whether it be the RCO, the Squaxin, the Squally tribe, the county, really sets the conditions for us to be able to do those things and be great stewards of this particular part of the Thurston County that makes us proud of what we do. And so, as you know, the waterfall starts kind of right here, and I don't advise you to, but it meanders all the way down to the Capitol Lake and then into the to the bay. But it's just how big and enormous this plays a role in our lives, and it's really appreciative that we come out here and take a few moments to cut the ribbon and enjoy what we have as far as nature and giving back a little bit. So I'll stop right there and thank you again, and I'll turn it over to I think it's the RCO is next.
Thank you. Marguerite Austin is a grants section manager with Washington Recreation Conservation Office.
Thank you very much. I'm always amazed at how many people get up so early. I am not a morning person, so this always surprises me. I just want to say good morning and thank you for inviting me to join you here today. I'm representing the Recreation and Conservation Funding Board. We're a small governor-appointed board, and part of what we do is provide grants to build places like this. We also give grants to save wildlife and conservation areas, to preserve working farms, and just take care of all of our natural resources here in our state. We are the largest state funder of local parks, athletic facilities, farmland conservation areas, as well as trails. We recently celebrated our 50th anniversary, and to date, we've invested $1.3 billion in more than 5,700 projects across the state. All that is just to let you know that we know a good project when we see one. As you might guess, opportunities like this give us an opportunity to celebrate some of the exemplary projects that we fund through the Washington Wildlife and Recreation Grants Program. Since 1967, Thurston County government has received 74 grants. That's more than $10.7 million to do projects like this. Some of their projects include assets like Burford Park, Fry Cove, Camp Kennydale, and much of the county's regional trail system, and probably a lot of you are familiar with the Chehalis Western Trail, and that's one that we've had the privilege of providing grants for as well. That represents significant investments on the part of the state as the county in some very nice resources in our community. Deschutes Falls Park was a project that received grant funding, and it was acquired as a public park back in 1996. It was closed because of some unfortunate circumstances, but reopening this couldn't have happened without three key ingredients. And I just want to share with you what those three things are. First, the support of the county commissioners. Couldn't have done it. The county commissioners had the vision to reinvest resources, reopen this iconic recreational access. And we know that dollars are scarce sometimes, and there's so many places that people want those dollars to go to. So having it come and be invested in a site like this is just awesome. We also thank the commissioners for recognizing that outdoor recreation is important for lots of reasons, and one of them is the jobs that it provides. We recently completed a study that shows $21.6 billion was spent in Washington on recreation trips, equipment, and supporting more than 199,000 jobs in this state. The other thing we like to recognize is the dedicated and committed staff that you have that have worked to reopen this county jewel. And then we just want to thank all of those of you who invested effort to design and build and make this facility available. In closing, I want to say thanks for working with us at RCO to get it reopened. Congratulations on expanding this recreational opportunity to the citizens in our community. And thank you for helping to make Washington a great place to live, to work, and to play. Thank you.
If anybody's reading the program, you can see we're a little bit out of sequence, but this is Parks. We're here for fun here. So next, I'd like to invite up Chairman Cooper with the Squaxin Island Tribe. And with him, he does have some drummers, and they're going to perform for us here today.
Got to get the bashful rest of the council up here. This morning I do have two of our council members with me today, and that's Steve Dorland is our council secretary, and Vicki Kruger is our treasurer. So we might want to keep a hold of her real close, because maybe we can give you guys some money or something. But that being said, I want to thank for the invitation to be here today. I think it's a very important historic time for the county, for the state. I've never been up here before, but I'll guarantee one thing: I will put it on my to-do list. Just driving up here this morning was just so it's a blessing, and it's an honor to be up here. I mean, I can't wait to go down there and take a look at what we have down here, but I know it's got to be breathtaking and spiritual, and it's something we should all be proud of. And I understand all the work and things that go in together. Hands go up to all the ones that were involved. I think it's going to be a great venue for a lot of people to come up and take part of. I just can't wait to get down there. But at this time, I want to do a kind of like a ceremonial blessing song that one of our tribal drummers, cultural department, canoe family. He's going to do a song for us, and I think it's really important that we do this, because it's kind of like honoring and blessing and giving thanks to what we have here for the future and for years to come. I love coming to places like this because it's something we can cherish, something we can, honor and respect, and hopefully when people come here to look and take part of this, that they will do that, honor and respect it, and take care of it for generations and generations. So I want to raise my hands to each and every one that was involved in this, and hopefully we can sit down with the commission and all involved and see what else the tribe of the Squaxin can actually do to help, maybe with, the cosmetics or whatever needs to be. So we're here, our doors are open. Just give us a call, and we'll definitely be here to do whatever we can. I want to raise my hand to each and every one that's here today to be a part of this, thanking all the ones that were involved to make this happen. So I raise my hand to each and every one of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you. With that, I'd like to ask Commissioner John Hutchings say a few words.
Good morning. There we go. It is with guilt and pride that I'm here today. Guilt because I had nothing to do with this, but I am tremendously proud to be able to be a part of this. It started many years ago with Marguerite Austin with the RCO and the grant funding, and then last year, Commissioner Chair Bud Blake, and that commission last year dedicated $150,000 to make this happen for improvements and such, and it finally got finished, and I had nothing to do with that. Kerry Hibdon with our Parks Department had a tremendous amount to do. Kelly Kennedy is currently on vacation, but she was instrumental in putting this morning together, and she flew in this morning from Idaho, and after this she's flying back to Idaho to finish her vacation. That is dedication. And while she was gone, she had the help of Vicki Larkin, Commissioner Gary Edwards' assistant. So there's a whole host of people that put this whole thing together, not me. But I'm exceptionally honored to be a part of this, because it is stunningly beautiful down there. And as Marguerite said, with this comes economic, hopefully jobs and such, and hopefully that would bring some help to Kerry Hibdon to maintain all of our parks county-wide, because they're powerfully important. It's a very meaningful part of our environment, and as was said, a place to work in Thurston County, work and play. So I thank you all for being here very much, and I also want to thank Chairman Cooper for being here, and his entourage. And least I forget, I didn't see anybody, and if I missed you, please forgive me. Is anybody from the Squally tribe here? All right. Thank you all very much for being here. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope you do get down there. It is not only breathtaking, but the hike back up is breathtaking as well. Kerry, thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Oh, that's good. It's kind of tough to follow that, but lastly, I'd like to offer the podium to Commissioner Gary Edwards for a few comments.
I get to be last because this is my district. And I'm not going to take too long here, but I would like to remind everybody, you heard a lot about money being spent here and there, but just remember, you all paid for this. Every dime we're talking about was tax dollars generated somewhere, and it got allocated to do this particular project by a lot of folks. But don't forget for a minute that this didn't come out of your pocket. And for those of you that want to know a little more history about what takes place here, I want to make sure I recognize Babe Hernus. He's probably the oldest gentleman here today. That's Babe right over here. And if you want to find something out, and we're not going to go into detail here, but Babe's got some history. He can tell you about the old moonshine days, the Johnson clan that was running around here in Longmires. I was fortunate enough to grow up in this particular area, and I just thank you all for coming up and joining us for kind of a rededication to such a great public place. You'll see why different ones in a younger category might have been called crazy when you go down and look at those falls, because when we were kids, some of the Johnson kids here along with me, we went up here and jumped off these falls. It makes me think we've had to have rocks in our head, you know, to have done it. But thank you very much. And Kerry, thank you for your leadership in putting this together. And thank you all for coming.
Thank you, commissioners. Thank you, everyone. Okay, well, we're going to cut a ribbon here, but before I forget, I really did say there's so many people to thank, and I feel remiss here if I'm not going to mention a couple. Ramiro Chavez, county manager, is here with us today. Thank you, Ramiro. And finally, but very importantly, the park staff and the public works staff and the crew members who have worked through the summer to put the site together. Thank you guys. You guys have done a good job out here. And the very last thing with this park, I laughed this morning, is the actual ribbon cutting. We stretched the ribbon out, and it's not long enough to go across there. So
Edwards, he gives you that much because he's saving money.
there you go. It means there's not supposed to be a ribbon across here. It's supposed to have free access. That's what it means. So we'll get a couple people up here, if we could, to maybe hold the ribbon on each side. We'd like to invite the speakers to go and cut the ribbon up here, and then invite everybody to come on down and view the falls. We will have a vehicle or two acting as a shuttle up and down. The walk can get a little bit tough on your way back up. So if anybody feels like they'd like a ride down or up or both, contact and we'll take you down there.
You ready? I'm gonna count to 3. 1, 2, 3.
Enjoy your park.